Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this first video in the series of managing neck pain. In this series, we'll be looking at the muscles of the neck, their pain patterns, as well as their actions. We'll be looking at ways to stretch, strengthen, and mobilize the neck so that you can move out of any kind of pain or tension patterns that you're in and back into better, more healthy mobility. I really believe that knowledge is power, and the more you know and understand about your own body, the more equipped you feel to really take charge and take a proactive approach towards your health. So in today's video, we're going to focus on the scalenes. So the scalenes, you can see right here, are connected into C2 and C7 of the transverse processes and into the front around ribs 1 and 2. The action of this muscle is both to take your head into that kind of side sort of bend, so lateral flexion, and also to stabilize the head, right? Both muscles, both sides of the muscle acting together to stabilize your head. The pain pattern is particularly interesting in this one. So as you can see here, it feels almost like continuous sort of finger-like projections of pain down the front of the arm. It can kind of pass over the elbow and then reappear as pain into the thumb or into your first finger. And sometimes along into the back body as well, so around your scapular shoulder blade area. So if you're experiencing any of those sort of pain patterns, this might be a really great sequence for you to try out and share if you know anybody else working with any of this kind of pain or discomfort. You won't need any tools or props for this particular practice, so just if you need, you can even sit onto a chair for this first section of the video. Let's go ahead and get started. So just coming into a really comfortable seat. So you might be onto a chair, as I said, or you might sit yourself up onto a block just so you feel super comfortable so that we really work into the neck, that being our primary focus. So just take a moment here to really ground down through the sitting bones. Feel a sense of the backs of your legs being in contact with whatever you are sitting onto. Maybe feel the feet flat onto the ground if you're onto a chair, just so you really just connect down, feel grounded to the earth to begin with. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Feel that breath drop right down into the very lowest part of your belly. And a full deep breath out. Maybe even closing the eyes here for a few moments just to really drop into the body. And then you can stay with your eyes closed, or if you'd prefer to open them, go ahead. Gently start to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Start to feel into that little stretch. And then if it feels okay, take your right hand and just gently place it onto the side of the head. And you're just kind of offering a little bit of weight. So you're not pulling or forcing. And then again here, just notice how the breath is. We're going to stay for about 10 counts. So watch the breath flow in and out. And also allowing it to be like a little meditation as you watch and feel into that sensation of stretch down the side of the neck into the scalenes. And then begin to turn the cheek towards the ceiling a little bit, as though you're trying to lift the side of the face up towards the ceiling. So it's almost like a little bit of an energetic lift. The neck remains at the same angle. And again, just note here how that feels in your own body, and we'll stay for 10. If it does feel quite tight or restricted, please feel free to come a little bit out of it. So if you start to feel like your breath becomes a little bit short, or you stop breathing altogether, just gently moving to a place where you can be for a little bit longer. And then just another slight change in the orientation of our head. So you'll just bring the chin in towards your collarbone there. So just getting a different angle on that stretch. And again, the hand is just offering a little bit of weight and maybe like security support. And just taking those nice, slow breaths here. might be closed. Good, then gently release the hand. And slowly bring your neck up through to center. So you can feel that little sort of bounce back through the muscles. Keep your shoulders relaxed, maybe close the eyes just for another moment, taking a breath into the lower belly. Okay, and then we'll work the other side. So bringing your left ear now towards the left shoulder. And again, just looking for that first little bit of stretch, right? Wherever you start to feel a stretch. It doesn't have to be like extreme, you're just noticing for sensation. And then you can take the left hand and gently place it on top, just adding that little bit of weight. And we'll stay for 10. Good, then you're going to start to lift, almost like you're trying to reach your cheek towards the ceiling, and you should feel a little bit of activation there through that side neck muscle. Again, staying for 10. Notice where you feel it on this side, if it feels different. I'm doing like a little comparative analysis for yourself. And then we're simply turning the chin towards the collarbone, just a little bit until you feel that stretch, right? So it might be a little bit of sort of exploration for yourself as well, right? Just looking for that stretch. So adjusting by like micromillimeters, just to feel it. And then slowly start to release the hand down first. Bring the head back up through to neutral, just nice and slow. Readjusting through the spine. And then gently open the eyes. Okay, take the arms all the way up, reach upwards, feel the length through both sides of the body. So reach. And then exhale, bring the hands all the way down. We're going to take ourselves over into a tabletop position. So just getting there any way you can. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We'll just take a little cat-cow. So as you breathe in, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, draw the chest forward and through. And then as you lift the chin, get a little bit soft through the jaw. So you feel a little stretch out through the front of the neck here. As you exhale, round into the back body, pressing up into the space between the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, sink the hips down and back. Bring the big toes to touch. Rest the forehead all the way to the ground. And then just gently roll the forehead, side to side. Good, take one more of these. And then take a gentle in-breath, rise all the way up once again into your tabletop position. See if you can press your left hip forward towards your left armpit and look back towards that left hip. Inhale, come back through to center. Press your right hip forward and look over towards that right hip. We'll kind of alternate between those two, just back and forth. and then gently come back through to center. Tuck your toes under, send the weight back towards the back body. Lift the knees, see if you can get a little bit of a lift, rise through the sitting bones, send them high and back. And then you might pedal out through the feet a little bit here, sort of walking out through the backs of the legs. Try to keep your ears in line with the outer edges of the inner edges of your arms even, so you press the ground away. Soften the ribs in, and then soften the shoulders a little bit away from your ears and around and down. So this feels like there's a lot of space for your neck. Good. Walk the feet slowly forward. Take a generous bend here in your knees if you need to, and then allow the weight of the head to really drop downwards. Back of the neck long. Chin in towards the chest as you slowly curl up through to standing. Shoulders away from the ears, and then gently reset them down the back. Good. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then soften your left shoulder away and down. Take an in-breath, come back through to center. Take your left shoulder and ear closer together. Take your right shoulder down and away. Take an in-breath, head back through to center. Then take an in-breath, arms go wide and all the way up. You could look towards the hands or look ahead if that feels best for your neck. And then exhale, slow fold forward, all the way down. Allow the head to be heavy once again. And then take a step back into your plank position. Or you could be on your knees. Reach the crown of the head forward, keep the chin slightly in, and then drop down onto the knees. Shift the weight forward, untuck your toes. Lower onto the tops of the thighs. Make sure that feels okay in your lower back, belly, all the way to the ground. And pressing all the way back and up till you come to seated. Okay, shoulders away from the ears. And let's just take that little side stretch of the neck here once again. Optionally placing the hand onto the head, taking a little stretch. Gently release the hand first. In breath back to center, exhale, head to the opposite side. Optional head, hand connection. Gently come back through to center, releasing the hand. And we're going to come all the way to lying down onto the back. So you could sit to one side, sweep your legs out in front, get there any way you can. You can have the knees bent. Just make sure your shoulders are softening away from the ears and the back of the neck is spacious. And then from there, we're going to do sort of like little sit-ups for your neck, for your scalenes. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, quite a lot. Rest the arms by the sides. And then you're going to just do a little lift. It will feel quite hard. It doesn't have to be too high. So we'll do 2. If you feel like the chin starts to lift like this, you're doing it wrong, so bring it back in. 3, 4, 5. You don't have to overdo it if it feels too straining. Gently release. 6, 7. It doesn't have to be too high. You just need to feel the muscles switch on. 8, 9, and 10. And gently release. Take a little moment here just for rest. Taking the hands onto your belly if that feels good. Breathing into the belly. Closing the eyes and allowing the breath to settle. Feeling through the neck. Taking almost also just a moment of appreciation for your neck. It supports your head. Good. And then when you feel ready, you can stay longer if you like, of course. You can roll over and come to sit. Thank you so much for joining me in this little practice. I hope you found it helpful. If you did find it helpful, or you know anybody else who might find it helpful, please feel free to like, share, and send it on. I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye guys.